Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You already know what to do. It's late one. I just got off the plane. I literally changed shirts so you could see me because it looked like my head was floating. All right, look, this just came over the wire. Trump says he's removing Fed Governor Lisa Cook. And he says that he has the authority under the Constitution. President Trump said he is removing Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook from her position. Trump said there is sufficient reason. You guys already know president can only remove a Fed official for cause, and so he's saying that this is cause, all right, for the alleged mortgage fraud, all right? So that's what's going on right now. We're going to see how the market reacts to that negatively or positively. Even if it's negative short term, long term, it will probably be positive for the stock market, all right? Not a positive thing in general for the stock market if he's able to put another dovish Fed in place. Follow? So let's keep it in line. Let's not get our emotions up. I just want to be clear. All right. Stock market today, Dow and S&P, Nasdaq futures creep higher as investors count down to Nvidia's earnings. Nope, that ain't what happened. What happened was it actually came down. Let me blow this up for you guys, right? So the market kind of sold off, as you can see, towards the close. It just took a dump. The S&P and the Nasdaq both took a dump right at the end. So we had this climb. The morning was just blah. It was just nothing. It was just garbage, right? And then it ran up today a little bit and then kind of came back. You know, I was talking to Josh stocks with Josh as I got off the plane, and I thought it was just me. I was looking at the market, even though I was traveling today, and it was just nothing good. It was just not a good day for me. I didn't see any real opportunities. Let me know if you did. He was kind of stating the same thing, and it just wasn't a good day. So here's a couple of things that did happen over the weekend, right? In the crypto area, you got Bitcoin Well sells 2,400 Bitcoin, triggering a flash crash, right? Look at that. Still holds over 17 billion worth of BTC. Look at that. That's crazy. Let's see here. Look at this. A massive Bitcoin whale dumped over the weekend has sparked major liquidations, dragging BTCs to a key support zone near 113, right? 113. I'm not going to pull a chart up. Key support near a key support zone, right? A single BTC whale sold 24,000 Bitcoin on Sunday, worth 2.7 billion. Look at that. That's crazy. And so you guys see what happened to the overall crypto market. It's not looking good. We got a sea of red here on the crypto bubbles. We could see in the last hour, we're trying to stabilize here in the last hour. Oddly enough, before I just hit the red button for record, it was only like where the red was, it was green, and all this green was red. So it's flattening out a little bit, but for the day, you see nothing but red. Nothing but red. And it wiped out all of the week's gains. Okay. Let's see how we're looking for the month with the bubbles. Still bad. It's just bad. All right. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna front. After I made Sunday's video about Ethereum really coming up and just taking off, then we get this whale that dumps. Why did he dump? He dumped because he could. He or she was in profit and they could. And I want you guys to be careful of this. But I also want you to know that this happens every cycle. We'll get back to that. Let's look at this. Fear is going to continue to grip the crypto market. Look at that. 1095 Ethereum for 4,300 giving up our gains. Look at that. Over the last 7 days, now we're only up 2.5%. It's just not good. Down almost 8% in the last 24 hours. Man, you got XRP back down to 287. And we were just celebrating our wins, But for crypto, this is just a Monday. These are not stocks. Crypto does this like it ain't nothing. So let's just keep it going and keep it real. Let's look at Ethereum. So we had this big pump on Ethereum, right? So here we are for the day. You could see that it just went down. Look at that. 8.63 according to Coinbase. For the week, we're still up with Ethereum. Not much, 1.64, but we're still up. And for the month, we're up 17.5%, we'll call that. So we're still up for the month with Ethereum, but clearly we could see what's happening to the alts, right? The alts are not liking this. Solana down 8.5%. Look at that. Not good, not good. Link gave up all. Link was absolutely printing. Link and ETH was printing and now gave back all its gains, down 9% in the last day. And look at that. It's just not good, right? I ain't going to sit here in front and lie. Now, what do I think this is? Listen, anything I say is not a suggestion to buy, hold, or sell. For me personally, I see this as an opportunity to buy. I am dollar cost averaging into the crypto that I like, and I'm dollar cost averaging heavier. Like I'm dollar cost averaging with most of the money I have. I'm just going to say that. And I'm just going to say that I'll probably be out of dry powder by the end of this week if we stay in this range. And then once my money is out, I'm holding. I'm just holding at this point, believing that this is going to go up and believing that the market will go up too. Also, let's look at this. When I mean by the market, I mean stocks. We'll get back to crypto in a minute. Look at this. So we could see best and worst months. Okay. So this is another report that I pulled out. Now, I want you to see that it has August up, but August is actually down. So you got to look at the historical dates, right? This is average return by month from 1926. One of the charts that I was showing you guys was from, I believe it was 1991 until now. So it was more current. This is over a longer time frame. So there was a major shift post 90s. Follow? But you can clearly see historically September has still been, look at that, 100 years, still been the worst month. Look at that. And we are still headed for what's historically the worst month. That's what I want to tell you. Now, for those of you that could count weeks, look at this. This is what I've been searching for. What is the worst week for the stocks? Okay. What's the worst week? It's the 38th week is traditionally the worst week. Now, some of you guys that could count really fast, please put in the comment section, what is the 38th week in the year? Okay. All right. So we got the 38th week is the worst. So tell me, what's the 36th week and the 38th week? These are the two historically worst weeks in the stock market, average returns. Okay. So the 36th week and the 38th week are the worst weeks. But look at what's the best week. The 52nd week is the best week. Now, these are historical data, right? This is not what's going to happen 100%. This is just historical data. I like to look at historical data. Someone's going to come on here, I promise you, and say, hey, yeah, but that don't mean it's going to happen this time. If it happens more than 80% of the times, then you might want to stop saying that and look at the historical data at least to see what happens 80% of the time to help you make some decisions. I know I do. All right. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So, crypto, this happens every year with this big whales selling and selling closer towards the end. This always happens and it causes a shakeoff, a shakeout. It causes paper hands. This happens all of the time. Why? You saw how much money that this was, right? You saw. Where is that at? You saw how much money that is. You see that? 24,000 Bitcoin, right? So if you were wealthy enough to own 24,000 Bitcoin, you don't need to 10x your money. You don't need to run the risk. You come out before the risk hits. So if you had 2.7 billion into one asset class, then you can afford to say, bye-bye, I'm good. I'm good right here. All right? So that's what I want you guys to know. So does it mean that there's something wrong with Bitcoin? No. It just simply means that they wanted to take profits. And the bigger the whales or institutions are, when they sell, you see a big whopping red candle, which causes fear in the rest of the market. You can see here that it's moved up now. The fear and greed index, it was here, right? Right here. Now it's moved further to the left. You can best believe that if crypto does not rise or keep cooling off and keep falling, it's going to move towards fear and then extreme fear. So it's ticking this way. Now, if you believe that this is over, then you go ahead and sell. Myself, I'm only talking for me. I don't believe it's over. I believe that this is a spring that is being pushed down, loaded, ready to bounce. And it's going to wear some people out. It's going to scare some people off. It happens every cycle. But I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long. This is a long game for me. I'm only in crypto that I can stand to hold for an entire season, a 4-year period, all right? For an entire cycle, should I say. And I'm ready to hold. What about you? Leave me a comment, all right? And let me know what that 58 week is too, all right? All right, good people, you guys know about the links below. I'm tired. I'm finna go to bed. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.